ThinkorSwim is a free, zero commission active trading software provided by American brokerage company Charles Schwab. So all your money within it will be FDIC insured. It's an SEC regulated brokerage. I believe it is the best software for beginner traders, but it's not exactly the most intuitive. And honestly, even the resources provided by Charles Schwab are a little hard to follow. So in today's video, we're going to cut through the noise. I'm just going to quickly and efficiently give you the information you need to get started with this trading platform. We are going to go over how to get your application running smoothly, how to set up your charts for active trading, how to scan to find stocks to trade, and then fourth and finally, how to place trades within ThinkorSwim. The only assumptions entering this video are that you have an account with Charles Schwab and you have downloaded the ThinkorSwim application. Links to achieve both of those things will be in the description of this video down below. Once you do, this is your ThinkorSwim login modal. You log in with the ID and password that you set up when you created your brokerage account. But there is one setting we are going to change from this modal before we even log in to ensure that our ThinkorSwim is running much more smoothly. This memory usage section here covers the minimum and maximum of random access memory, of RAM, that the application will pull from. So you want to adjust these numbers based off of the random access memory that your computer has. And even if you don't know, you don't need to know that. What you need to do is open up your task manager on a PC machine. I just hit Control-Shift-Escape. And then you want this memory to really not be higher than 70%. Mine's maybe a little high right now because I'm recording this video, of course. But if you can get your ThinkorSwim and anything else you need running while trading to be around 70%, that's about where you need to be. So just adjust the min and the max here, log in, open your task manager, and see what ends up landing around 70% for your machine. Now, we're not quite finished with step number one of this video. To get your ThinkorSwim running even way smoother, and this is something everybody needs to be changing. Once you are logged in to the application here, I'm going to go to my setup in the top right, hit application settings, and then under system, I have my quote speed set to real time, no delay. By default, this is set to moderate with a max delay of 3 seconds. That is so, Charles Schwab, ThinkorSwim just has less pull on their servers. And honestly, that is fine for like most investors. Most investors, the real time doesn't really matter, but you're watching this video likely because you want to be an active trader, right? You turn on that real time, no delay, your chart is going to move so much smoother. All right, moving on to part two of this video, chart setup. I've gone ahead and I've logged into the paper trading side of ThinkorSwim so that I can reset all my charts to the default. Obviously, I don't want to do that in my actual trading platform. So this is exactly the screen you are going to see, and all the other screens I'm going to click through will be exactly like they are when you first log in to your ThinkorSwim. Right now, we're on the home screen. That's all great and dandy. I never use this. If you want to set up a dashboard here, feel free. Where you're going to spend most of your time is under this charts tab. Right now, we're on the flexible grid. Let's focus first just on one chart so we can understand chart settings, and then we'll hop into that flexible grid. First things first, you enter your symbols here in the top left corner. I'm going to go ahead and type in SPX. This is the S&P 500 index, which is now, of course, being plotted on my chart. Also, just for ease of understanding sakes, I'm going to go ahead and for now, click this little arrow and kind of close our left drawer over there. We'll talk about some stuff over there in just a second as well. So here's our chart. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to click into the cog on the chart to bring up our chart settings modal. Now, everything in here, of course, is going to be subjective. You're going to decide how you want your chart to look yourself. And also, and important to know, every single setting in here is extremely low risk. Like nothing you click in here is going to affect your brokerage account. And if you really screw it up, you can just hit this reset to chart default and try again. So come in, mess with this. You'll find out over time, kind of as you're trading with the platform, what you like to see, what you don't like to see. A couple of things that I'll show you that I like to do immediately on my charts. I don't like my last bar to be ramming into the right side of the chart like that. I give it a 5-bar buffer under the time axis. Then hopping into appearance, I have zero idea why green bars by default are not filled in. So I go ahead and I turn on the checkbox to fill those in. And I also want my volume bars colored as the same color as the bars themselves. Let me actually hop out. I think I'm not seeing, yeah, okay. Let me go to SPY instead of SPX. SPX is an index and not tradable. That's why we weren't seeing volume. So let me go to the tradable ETF so that we see the volume. And there you go. As you can tell, before, I should just show you, before it looked like this, before they're just blue, I like them to be colored as my symbol ticks red and green. For now, that's all I'm going to show you in here. Once again, please feel free, come in, click around, mess with everything in there until you find what you like works best for you. What I'm going to do now, though, I'm going to click on this style button here, and I'm going to save this style. I'll just call it my style, whatever, and I'm going to save it. And I do that because, and just for an example's sake, if I hop over to this flexible grid, I type in a ticker symbol, it always loads in new charts with this just default kind of, how it was before. But now I can go to the style on this and I can load that my style that I saved, and you see that it will update. Also, just kind of for continuity's sakes in this conversation, maybe a little off topic, but whatever your charts look like when you close the platform is what they'll look like when you open it again. So you don't have to do this every single time you log in. And from the flexible grid side here, you can change all kinds of stuff. I mean, I can delete these charts. I can add new charts down. I can add new charts to the side. ThinkorSwim is not fully modular in that I cannot grab this chart and drag it, but it's all resizable. Think of it all as resizable kind of squares and rectangles, right? And then from here, if I click, sorry, hopefully I'm not going a little bit too all over the place, but it's a YouTube video. You can slow it down, go back, rewind. From here, if I click on this multi-square box up here, I can also save this flexible grid. So I'm going to save it as enter flexible grid name. Now, when I click on this, you can see I have a couple of different setups here that when I just click on, will now bring up that flexible grid. So that's kind of how you adjust your chart styles, save your chart styles, and load in your chart styles. Next, let's just quickly talk time frames. Right now, I am looking at the daily time frame of the S&P 500 ETF, which is denoted by this D here. And if I click on this, you get a drop down 1 minute, 5 minute, 15 minute, and you see 1D, 1 minute. That means if I click on this, the overall total time frame is 1 day, whereas each candlestick represents 1 minute. This 5D:5M, the overall time frame is 5 days, where each candlestick represents 5 minutes. You can come to this customized list and you can change these. You can, edit this, say I want this to be the 30-day 1 minute instead. Now, if I go look at my 30-day 1 minute, I'm now seeing 1 minute candlesticks over the last 30 days. Once again, fully subjective. Come in, add new time frames, edit time frames, adjust this how you would like to, but that is how you change time frames and edit your time frame list. This tab may be called charts, but you can see way more information than just the chart itself. For this section, I have hopped back into my live trading account because some of these don't work in the paper trading side, but you will notice these sidebars over here, and I'm going to click through a couple of the options that you can use right now. If I click on time and sales, this is going to show you every single order that is happening on this ticker right now. Green being orders that are happening at the ask of the price, red being orders that are happening at the bid of the price, so that you can get an idea of whether people are hitting the price people are willing to sell at or hitting the price people are willing to buy at for a little bit of real-time bullish versus bearishness. If I turn that off, the next we're going to look at is active trader, although we're not going to talk too much about this right now because this comes in section 4 of this video of how to take trades within ThinkorSwim. The next one down that we'll look at is your level 2. Now, I will be honest, level 2 within ThinkorSwim isn't all that useful. What level 2 is supposed to do, like a full level 2, is show you the amount of orders at each price on the bid and each price on the ask. But ThinkorSwim doesn't provide a full level 2. All the level 2 within ThinkorSwim is doing is showing you the exchange with the most amount of orders at the bid and the ask. So instead of seeing every order at the bid and ask, you are just seeing the largest exchange and how many orders they have at the bid and ask. So in all honesty, level 2 within ThinkorSwim, not all that useful. Then you also have a live news button, which is pretty cool. Any news that comes out that is, I don't know exactly how, but deemed important enough to be put into Charles Schwab's database appears under whichever ticker you're looking at, right? If I switch this to NVIDIA, you would see NVIDIA news. If I switched it to Apple, you would see Apple news. Alrighty, where's my technical analyst at? Next, we're going to talk about drawings. If you click on this drawings drop down here and then hover over drawings tools, there is all kinds of different goodies you can mess around with. Want to draw Fibonacci retracement levels? Sure, go for it. What we're going to showcase here is our diagonal and our horizontal lines. If I go ahead and double click, this is going to draw a horizontal line. Now, this may look different than your horizontal line. The way I change that is by right-clicking on the line, going to edit properties, and from here you can change, everything. Do you want it to extend to the left? Do you want it to extend to the right? What color do you want it to be? How do you want the line to look? What width do you want it to be? And then you can save this as the default. So if I switched it to yellow, saved as default, now every time I draw a line, it'll be yellow. You get the idea? Also, if I right-click on one of these lines, go to clear drawing set, then obviously hit yes. That's how you clear all your drawings. Next, let's go down to the diagonal line. From here, you're just going to click once, and then obviously you're going to click twice. You're going to draw the line once again. If this looks different than yours, it's because I have edited it to look different and save that as my default. One more cool little simple trick here. If you press in on the cog of your mouse, I can't move my finger. If you press this down, it will just bring up your drawing tools wherever your mouse is. So you don't have to go clicking through all that. Press down. I want to draw a horizontal line. Press down. I want to draw a diagonal line. Press down. I want to draw whatever the hell this is. Next, let's talk indicators. ThinkorSwim comes with hundreds of available indicators out of the box. The way you add them, you're going to click on this Studies tab, Edit Studies, and then you're just going to search for whatever you want. Do you want to add RSI to your chart? There is your RSI. If I double click on it, you will notice it is added in the lower section of the chart. If I hit apply, it adds a new lower section down here with the RSI. You can change the settings of an indicator's calculation by clicking on the cog here. Say I wanted it to be measured over the 25 length, and I want the overbought to be 80 and the oversold to be 40 based off of the open. That's how I want my RSI calculated. That is how you adjust those there. If I wanted to add a simple moving average, say I want to add 2 simple moving average, I just double click twice, obviously. If I hit apply, it's obviously only going to look like 1 right now because I have to come into the settings cog. I want to add a 9 and a 20. Great. Now I can see 2, but once again, I would want to change the color of one of them, right? So that I know that they are different. that is how I went ahead and did that. And if you notice, since they are up here in this price section, that means they are plotting on the chart itself. Once again, there is all kinds of strategies. I mean, pretty much any indicator you can think of will be available just out of the box within ThinkorSwim for you to add to your charts in this manner. One more thing we're going to cover on chart setup. I know we've been on this for a little while, but there is just so much. I mean, I could make an 8-hour-long video on ThinkorSwim if I wanted to cover everything. But the last thing we're going to talk about is this link here right next to the ticker symbol. So I currently have mine linked to this number 9 lilac. We're going to bring back out our sort of left panel here, and I'm going to show you that in one of my watch list, which I'll show you how to set up in just a second, I also have that 9 lilac link, right? So now whenever I click on a stock that is appearing on this watch list, it will also immediately jump to this chart. Another way that you can see this working, if I hop into one of my flexible grids here, let me load in one that has multiple charts. If I load in my options grid, you will notice these two are linked to one and the same. So if I change this ticker to MU, that will load both the daily and the 1 minute chart up here. And this is linked to yellow along with my active trade window. So if I were to, and I know this might be a little bit of a step up in where we are in our current education cycle, but if I were to send one of these option chains of MU to yellow, that options price would load here and the data to trade with one click would load here. Does that give you a pretty great examples for how the linking within ThinkorSwim works? All right, next, let's talk about scanners, and I promise this section won't be as long. So I'm under the Scan tab, under the Stock Hacker sub-tab, and you can see here I have a blank scanner. What I'm going to do, hit Add Filter. I'm going to add a stock scanner. Say I want to only see stocks that have traded at least 500,000 shares in volume. Also, let's add another one. Let's add another stock filter. I want the closing price to be between $1 and between $20. So there's a min and a max, right? Let's go ahead and just add one more. And this time, let's do a study filter. And I want to see a stock in which, actually, you know what? Let's throw a little code at you. Let's throw a little condition wizard at you. So I went to the custom down here, and from within our condition wizard, if we hit edit, we can put in any study here. So I'm going to look up studies, and I'm going to look up a simple moving average. I want to see a 9 simple moving average crossing above. Let's look up another study. Let's look up another simple moving average crossing above a 20 length simple moving average. Save that. Okay, that sort of custom study filter is now in the scanner. If I go ahead and hit scan, those charts will be loaded onto my screen here. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save this scanner. So if I click the middle kind of hamburger icon here, hit save, I'm going to call this my 920 SMA cross, and I'm going to go ahead and save this scanner. What that is going to allow me to do, if I bring back out this left drawer, if I have a watch list widget added to my left-hand side, which if you don't, there is a little plus in the bottom you just click on, add a watch list. I can now search for that 9 versus 20 SMA cross from your sort of alphabetical list here. And if I turn that on, it will be on my kind of scanner over here, which once again, I have linked to this chart. Now clicking through, you will see the charts thrown directly over. The stocks currently loading on this scanner have their 9 and 20 simple moving average crossing on the daily chart, as you can see represented by this D time frame here. Say I wanted to run the scanner when the 9 SMA crosses above the 20 SMA on the 5-minute chart or something. How would I change that? Well, you simply click on this D. It'll give you a drop down of time frames in which you can select something new, run the scanner. Once again, I have to save this scanner, and once I save it, it should begin updating over on the left-hand column as well, which it does. I have turned the 9 and 20 SMA on, and we are now on the 5-minute chart. If I start clicking through some of these stocks, 9 crossing above the 20, 9 crossing above the 20, 9 crossing above the 20, and these stocks have all traded at least 500,000 shares of volume today, which is represented by this stock filter here, and they are all between the prices of $1 and $20. Alrighty, so in just 20 minutes, you've got ThinkorSwim downloaded and running smoothly. You've got your charts looking the way you want to, and now you know how to scan for the types of stocks you want to be trading. Let's get down to probably the most important part of this video, how you actually place, buy, and sell orders within ThinkorSwim. Well, I showed you a little sneak peek of this earlier, but we're going to reopen this active trader tool from our side chart here and begin talking about what is the most powerful tool, in my opinion, provided by this free trading platform that we call ThinkorSwim. If my active trader window looks slightly different than yours, that's because I have mine set up to fit my trading style, and in order to set yours up, once again, this is going to be subjective. Set it up however you feel works best for you. You're going to click on this cog here. Yes, I know ThinkorSwim has like a lot of different cogs. You have to know exactly where to click for what you want to do, but hey, that's why you're watching this video, right? So I just have buy market and sell market turned on because I almost exclusively trade very large cap stocks. So I'm comfortable with market orders as the volume and liquidity at the bid and ask is so high on those stocks. Market orders work just fine for me. But if you want to trade low float, much faster moving stocks, you probably want to be using limit orders. So say you're comfortable buying the ask and selling the bid. You'll notice all available items, all available buttons or sections that can be added are here in the left-hand column, and your current set, what is currently turned on for you, is in this right-hand column. So I double-clicked on buy ask and sell bid. You'll notice they're now both in my current set. I'm going to grab and drag them to the top. This is how you customize sort of where they show up on your active trade window here. If I hit OK, you will now see, of course, buy, ask, and sell bid, which are your limit orders. You'll also notice there's this sort of second line break here. That is this extension, this little drop down. You can either show or collapse your second line for whatever reason. A couple of things you definitely want to make sure you have turned on. This auto send on off checkbox by default, I believe, is not there. And if you are active trading, you probably don't want the extra kind of confirmation step. You probably just want your trade to go through. So you want to have this auto send checked. Or of course, if you do want the confirmation, then don't check it. Once again, this is all subjective. Your TIF, your time and force, if you're going to trade pre-market and after hours, your time and force has to be set to extended. So if you want to be able to trade those times before market open and after market close, make sure you have your TIF set up so that you can change that when needed. I've hopped back into the paper trading side of ThinkorSwim to walk you through how this looks with trade execution, and because I don't want to execute random trades with my real money, right? So let's hop down to this section of the screen. I'm going to skip over this part for now, as these numbers will show once I am in an order, and we'll do that in just a second. But just so we can see the display here, this section here shows you the volume that has been traded at each price on the day, which is just a really, really cool feature that allows you to begin to see then, and this is a little off topic, but you begin to see, your areas of support and resistance based on volume traded at areas intraday, right? You then have your bid size and ask size, which is showing you how many orders are sitting on the bid at this price versus how many are sitting on the ask at this price. Now, once again, this doesn't fully load for everything, but it does load at the current price. Still pretty cool to see. Let's go ahead and hit buy market here. Oh, look, this is what happens when you don't have auto send selected. You get this pop-up. This is what I meant when you should have your auto send turned on so you don't get that extra pop-up, right? Okay, I just bought 150 shares of SPY at 560.90. You will notice how that highlights on my trade ladder down here so you can easily see from there where your position is. Here, you can see how many shares you have bought versus sold on the day. I have bought 150. I have sold 0. My current position is plus 150 shares long. My average price is 560.9000. My current P&L is $6 in this trade and $6 on the day. If I go ahead and exit this position, you will now see I have bought 150 shares. I have sold 150 shares. I'm not currently in a position, so this is 0. This is NA, and my PL open is 0, but my P&L on the day is 450. If I were to buy another 100, you can now see the P&L open is showing this is jumped to 300. If I go ahead and sell this, looks like I made a couple bucks in that trade too. Yeah, yippee. My P&L on the day has updated to $9. And that's how you one-click execute orders within ThinkorSwim. You can also set, limit orders directly within your trade ladder here. So say if SPY were to break below 560.90, I would want to buy 150 shares. There's a couple of different ways you can do that. You can right-click on the chart and hit buy, and it'll put your order out there. It'll throw the order out there. Once the order is out there, this is a really cool feature, you can drag it. So, never mind. I actually now want it to be, if it breaks down below kind of the low of this candle, that's where I want to buy. Simply drag and drop, and in your trade ladder, it shows you where your buy order is setting. Change your mind, you can cancel it by hitting the green X. Now, the other way you can do that, I want to enter 150 shares. If SPY breaks 560.90, you can click directly within your trade ladder there. Hey, I want to buy if we get to 560.89. That once again throws it on the chart. And once again, we can drag it around and or cancel it. Let me go ahead and show you that sort of same idea with sells so that you can easily set stop loss orders, right? If I just go ahead and buy market again, we get filled at 561.13. Say, okay, I want to sell if we come down and break below this 560.90 level. So if I come down to 560.89 and I hit sell, you will notice minus 150 stop. I just put a one-click stop loss order on the chart, which once again can be dragged around. I change my mind. I want it to be here. I change my mind. I want it to be higher. It can be dragged around. Oops, I just stretched my chart. It can be dragged around. It can be canceled. But that is once again also how you set up your one-click stop loss orders within ThinkorSwim. Oh, let me show you this too while we're at it. This flatten button here, if you don't know what flatten means, it's pretty cool. It just will exit all open positions. Say, you got a lot of things open, a lot of things are getting a little screwy on the chart. Maybe you start lagging. That's a big reason people use a flatten button. Hey, I can feel my internet lagging. I don't want to be in this trade. Flatten, flatten, flatten. It's sort of a panic. Oh shit, get out of everything. You can hit that flatten. Also, let me show you this. If you have a buy order out, say you have a couple of buy orders out. I want to scale in. What? Oh, what? I don't have buying power. It's paper trading. What do you mean I don't have buying power? Who cares? It's paper trading. Anyway, say you put a couple of buy orders out. And you know what? I don't want to trade this stock anymore. I'm not interested if it dips down. I don't like the way the chart looks. This cancel all button here obviously just cancels all your open trades. So we just scratched the surface of what ThinkorSwim is capable of. This video is directed to beginners. If you are interested in building custom indicators, building custom trading strategies like the ones you see on your chart, this is all stuff that I have built myself, and it's what we do on this channel. Building systematic trading scanners, indicators, and strategies are what we do here on the Trading Stocks channel. So make sure you subscribe if you're interested in that side of ThinkorSwim next. Or if you're ready to really take your trading seriously, if you want to get a huge head start on your trading within ThinkorSwim, I have published over 55 different ThinkorSwim codes to my website, daytradingstrategies.net, to which there is a link in the description down below. And because you guys might just sort of want to take a look at it right now rather than really fully commit, I don't give a discount code away like this very often. But for you all, if you use discount code POST at checkout, you'll get your first month for only $5. Yes, I charge a subscription because the purpose of having codified trading strategies is that you always remain on top of ever-changing market conditions, and I am always updating and adding to my website. But you can sign up today for $5, and if you don't like it or you just want to download what's there and then cancel, that's perfectly fine. You can cancel with just 3 clicks under the My Account tab. So go sign up for $5, cancel if you don't like it, or hopefully you love it and you want to remain subscribed, right? But daytradingstrategies.net, once again, get access to over 55 ThinkorSwim codes. Click the link in the description down below and become a better trader today.